Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Comic Burrito. I am your host, Darien.
I'm your host, Landon.
And today we got a plethora of stuff for you. We got Marvel, we got DC, we got other, and we got games. You name it, we got it. Let's talk. By the way, apologies for no question at the beginning. We're running quick here.
Yeah.
Um, so we just thought we'd shave that
Yeah.
and go right into it.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
how you
doing
been?
good.
There you
How you been?
go.
Nothing important with me.
Fair enough. Decent, pretty good. All
Yeah.
right. Well, I
All
guess
right.
I don't
Cool. All right. News.
know.
See, we're
No.
kind of rushing, but I mean, I've been good. Nothing really crazy has been going on that really is of note, except for that new Astrobot game. But that's it.
Oh yeah. Um. Yeah, nothing really for me. We do have a lot of news to get into though, so I guess we do go ahead and hit that. First though, there was a trailer this week.
Venom.
Venom 3, Venom: The Last Dance.
Yeah.
Um, what were your? I don't know. I guess to say what were your thoughts going into the
Well, I
trailer?
was a little nervous because we heard that plot summary leak and it looks to be true.
Yep.
But seeing the trailer looked fun. I was kind of surprised with it because but
I don't know if it's okay.
I
This might
can't
be a hot take. I don't know if it's just me. But I'm just like not invested in the character of Venom.
just anymore or just never
I'm
have
just he's
been.
just not. I was interested at first, but he's just not interesting to me anymore.
Yeah, it just seems like it does seem like it's just you kind of get the gist of
Yeah.
if you
I've seen
like it,
Venom movies too much without him fighting Spider-Man.
it's too weird of him being like Eddie's all like he's like oh fine I guess we'll go do this and it was like yeah and then like it eats everything or whatever. It's just like okay.
Yeah.
I thought it looked fun. I'm excited. We'll see it and then talk about it.
Yeah. Venom Horse.
That looked cool. I thought it was cool.
It
It's
was
it's
interesting.
stupid, but I like it.
That was fun. And a little bit of stuff in Note from No Way Home too in there. It seems like they are um retconning that,
Yeah, which
which is
is
stupid.
how how can you
That is
retcon?
so stupid. No, I don't know.
Yeah, because it's in the MCU. So how do they retcon from the Sony universe to there to grab the? I don't know. I don't know how they do it.
It's stupid.
We'll find out.
Yeah. I don't have really anything big to say about the trailer. I personally wasn't that impressed. There were a few good scenes in it, but
Mm.
I don't know. I think I'm clocked out of the Sony Spider-Man universe at this
Yeah.
point.
Well, apparently, I don't know if you heard what. I don't know if you have this in the news of what Tom Hardy said of saying, "Yeah, we have our own Spider-Man."
Well, oh, yeah, that's
Or-
not in the news, but
It's not, but it's something like this. I don't know. It could be an
well,
Andrew appearance.
everyone's saying that it's Andrews, their Spider-Man.
I wonder if he'll show up in the movie.
I doubt it.
Or like a post-credit scene. There's a part where it's attached. I don't know. We don't know what's going to happen, but we shall see.
Yeah. Gosh, I feel bad because this is like a really short review.
Well, it's a trailer one. They don't show much in the first trailer. Trailer two is where the big talk comes in.
Yeah, it was okay. Like I said, I'm just not invested in
Hmm.
really anything in the movie
Yeah.
other than like how it might connect to other Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah.
So with that, I'd probably give. That seems it's way too low.
We really got done with that movie, and we're just kind of like, No, I didn't think it was. Well, you'll see the review. So we're kind of like,
I'm trying to think. Okay, so I'll probably give the trailer a 3 out of 5. Personally,
3 out of 5.
I don't know.
I think that's pretty fair. Well, I'd probably give it a 3. It was an average trailer. I thought it looked fun though, and
I don't know. I didn't even think it was that funny either. Like the joke,
no, I
like
didn't think it was
stuff.
funny either. The one part I actually thought I generally liked was him seeing Mrs. Chen at the casino.
No, yeah.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. But sorry, this is a short review. Like I said, we are rushing because the
Hmm.
camera is going to die, and we are on a
Yeah.
semi-time constraint. So yeah, that was the Venom 3 trailer. Okay.
Hmm.
I don't, that's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Next up, Robert Downey Jr. has revealed that he is, quote, surprisingly open to returning as Iron Man. He said, "It's just crazily in my DNA. Probably the most like me character I've ever played, even though he's way cooler than I am."
Yeah. Why not? I mean, I think we all knew this was going to happen at some point of
And
him.
I feel like I remember at one point he was like, you know, I don't think I'm gonna come back unless it's like right for the character. But now he's like, I'll come back whatever they want. I'll do.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you gotta think. What has he been in since then? He's been in Oppenheimer, which he got an Oscar for best supporting role.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Doolittle. I don't know if there was something else, but I'm not saying it was suck and he has to come back. No, I mean I think he really does love the character, but you gotta remember back when he said that was fresh off of Endgame.
Yeah.
I think a year after, and so he was just like, we'll see.
I mean,
Um,
he's recognized now that he was shot into fame because of
mhm,
Iron Man.
yeah. Great. I'm excited for Robert Downey Jr. You know, if he comes back, that's great, and I don't think it's that big of a surprise if he shows up in Endgame or Kang Dynasty.
Yeah. Captain America 4 got some set photos this week,
Hmm. Eek.
and those were kind of surprising.
Yeah.
It's 'cause they're doing the 22-day reshoot right now. They're doing some stuff with the leader, that. And one of the things that they're doing, Giancarlo as well, we talked about him, which I'm pretty sure he's playing Bushman
Yeah.
to lead in the Moon Knight season 2.
Yeah.
Which I thought originally was Stryker, but some people were saying saying it wouldn't make sense, so I don't
Yeah.
know. He's in his suit from the finale of Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, and I hear rumors, not rumors, but like heard the idea of like, oh, I wonder if it's like
Yeah,
Winter Soldier, where he goes and breaks out like a suit, his old suit, like how they
it
did.
could be. I think it's definitely he'll have multiple suits. That
Mhm.
one we saw is a stealth suit,
Yeah,
so this is probably his normal suit, and hopefully that means he keeps this
yeah, because
going
everybody loves
forward.
this suit.
It's a really good suit.
Yeah.
There were rumors that Wong was going to be in the movie. Apparently that isn't true. He's filming another movie in Atlanta right now.
Mhm.
Everyone thought he was there for Captain America, but it's not true. Um, yeah, those set photos are pretty cool. If I can find them, I'll have them up on the screen. If not, take our word for it.
Mhm.
Jordan Peele met with Marvel recently. We originally heard that he was in talks to work on one of their upcoming projects. Then we heard that he actually met for the X-Men movie,
Yeah,
but he turned it down because apparently he didn't want to, or talks fell through or whatever, because he just, I guess,
yeah,
didn't want to. Which is interesting. Do you think he could have made
like a good
a
X-Men.
decent X-Men movie? I
I
mean,
think
the
I think
guy
it's
who
good.
made Nope, Get Out, Us.
I actually did not like Nope at all. I never saw the other two.
Get Out's
So
really good.
I don't have probably the best perspective. I just saw like, I always heard great things about it. I was like, all right, let me see this new movie. It looks cool. Saw it and I was like, eh. I think a lot of people think that one was just okay, but a lot of people like Get Out.
It's
And
fun.
and so I mean, I think Jordan Peele's very talented. Dude, obviously Key and Peele's what I mostly know him for. I think he could have done a good X-Men, but I think he's
I think
it's
Ryan Coogler could do a good X-Men
right.
movie.
Yeah,
So
that's gonna be good. If I had to guess of something he's gonna be good at is Midnight Suns. I don't know, more darker stuff. I think he handles it perfectly. And like
I could see.
suspense. Yeah.
So yeah, Jordan Peele talks fell through, so maybe he'll do something eventually. But
Yeah.
for now, nope. Okay, this is surprising. This came out of nowhere this week. Evangeline Lilly, the actress who plays Wasp, has announced she's stepping away from acting, which means that
She says it for part time or just
it seems like it's permanent. So we're gonna have to get a recast or not bring the character back at all. So probably be a recast, and I don't know what.
it's going to be a recap. Well, where we leave off at the end, I mean, we don't even really know. We just know they go back to the present
Yeah,
and you're like normal. They're back to. I really don't know.
yeah. I don't know. A lot of people want what's her name? Zoe Deschanel or something.
Hmm.
Um, her to play. No, not her. Wait, am I tripping? Is it the right one? Hang on.
And what?
I think it was her. Yeah, this girl to play the next Wasp.
I I can see it looks similar to the
I think
actress.
it's
So.
her. I might be wrong. I can't remember what people were saying.
Yeah, why not? I wonder why she is that. I don't know, but
She's married to the dude from that home show.
hey, I mean,
One of them.
best of luck to her. I don't know. Surely she has to be under contract to. Maybe she's stepping away from acting after.
She probably doesn't have. They don't do big contracts anymore like that at Marvel.
Oh, not
It's only
anymore.
on a movie by
Me-
movie
Oh, okay.
basis.
So that makes sense. Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Well,
Best of luck to her.
yeah. and all the future endeavors or whatever while we wait for possible new Wasp casting, I guess. Deadpool Wolverine dropped a little short teaser for National Best Friends Day, um, and it showed the legs, seemingly, of Lady Deadpool, um, and surprisingly, the Juggernaut.
Yes.
Even though, if you recall, a few weeks ago,
I'm not in it.
he said, "I'm not in it because I don't want to put that suit on." But explain this. This is why we don't trust actors when they say they're not in stuff.
Listen to me, man. It's just like, I
It's
love it.
like, yeah, we're getting Juggernaut,
Right.
which is exciting. Just wanted to throw that in there. Nothing too big. This is big. Sean Levy, so the director of Deadpool and Wolverine, Night at the Museum, Free Guy, Real Steel, list goes on, is reportedly Marvel's first choice to direct Avengers 5, and he is said to be in talks. They're talking to other directors right now while they wait for him to make a decision. They must be very. It's apparently because they're very impressed with Deadpool and Wolverine,
Yeah.
and that they think he can
I,
handle
I
this.
think he's gonna wait till reviews come out.
That's fair.
If people don't like it, he's like maybe I
It's
shouldn't be up
just,
to this,
and this kind of ties into the next piece of
which I really
news.
respect.
This ties into the next few pieces of news, which I'll go into. According to Deadline, Avengers 5 will feature more than 60 MCU characters returning to the MCU. It's set to be Marvel's biggest production to date. It will be, quote, more of an ensemble film instead of a handful of characters leading the team. I do have a screenshot with some
Too,
details.
I mean, you think it's too much?
Endgame had about 38. This is about twice that.
Yeah.
But I mean, you could do it. You get like, John Campea, for example, is saying you can get 7 alone out of the Black Panther cast. I mean, it's pretty easy. You could do 60. That's kind of supporting characters and stuff too.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
I mean,
We shall see. I'm
um,
interested.
it says this: Thor, Loki, Hulk, Doctor Strange, Nebula, and Shang-Chi are among the potential characters that will be appearing. Michael Waldron has just turned in his latest script for the movie. Production begins in 2025. The main villain is still unknown, and that Sean Levy's their main choice. So, interesting. This also says, according to Daniel RPK, that Kevin Feige is reportedly considering adding Deadpool and Wolverine into Avengers 5 instead of not Secret Wars. It was originally just going to be Secret Wars. Now it'll be in Avengers 5 because the success of Deadpool and Wolverine. They're wanting them in that movie now.
Yeah.
So, it's interesting. I mean, I'm not going to complain that we're getting more Deadpool
I'm
and
not.
Wolverine.
Not either.
But this Avengers 5 is either going to be the best movie ever or like the biggest mess ever.
There's a lot riding on it. I think that's why Sean Levy hasn't said yes yet, because we were going to see the reception of Deadpool Wolverine. Some people are already turning on it.
It's Twitter.
Yeah, I know it's
Only on Twitter.
only on Twitter. That is true. That is true. I can't take it seriously, but it's just we'll see. We'll see what the reception is. If it's mostly positive, I think Sean will be like, "All right, it seems that people like this. I'll take up the mantle."
Yeah.
Now, I'm surprised they don't want to do it of 5 and 6. Of like, it's like if you're doing 5, you gotta do 6 as well.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Because you can't have two pretty much a part 1, part 2, and possibly part 3 with Secret Wars 1 and 2, and be all like, yeah, two different directing styles. That's just gonna throw you off.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. The plan isn't clear at the moment, but we'll see.
We shall see.
Deadpool and Wolverine, this is the news I would equate to someone saying water is wet or the sky is blue. This is literally saying Deadpool and Wolverine has been officially rated R for strong bloody violence and language throughout, gore and sexual references.
All right, yeah, that's figured.
Sky is
I
blue.
mean, they are confirmed. I mean, before when the movie was announced that this will be rated R, so this ain't the sky.
I
is
mean, the
blue.
trailers were even basically rated R. I mean,
Oh,
they
yeah.
dropped like 12 F bombs in the first 2 minutes of the trailer.
Yeah, and then when we saw the silence your phones, and we're like, man, that's all
You
right.
finally watched that?
Oh, I loved it.
I thought you said you were going to save it for the movie. I
I
had
but
sent it to you.
it's funny.
Yeah. It's like, oh, no,
He
they don't.
got he jamming got me like grasping my pearls, man. I'm like,
I'm
man.
like, oh, no. We don't like that word in America. Or the Netherlands. But yeah. So, rated R, officially.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. According to Daniel RPK, the Young Avengers film is set to begin filming next year. I knew this was coming. I I need to see what they're gonna do with this movie
Yeah,
because it could be good, but it also could be another big flop,
yeah. I
depending.
mean, will people care?
I mean, Kate Bishop and I guess Kate Bishop really is like the biggest draw for probably most people.
Maybe Miss Marvel.
Yeah,
Not maybe. I'd say Miss Marvel and Kate
yeah.
definitely. Now, I mean, will people?
We don't even know what the villain of this might
I
be.
mean, will
Like,
Hulkling, or excuse me, Hulkling, if he's even in it, it might be
and Wanda's
Scar. They
kids
might be do
as
Scar instead.
Wanda's kids as well.
I mean, will the audience care? I think that's the big question. I mean, we'll still go see it just
I mean, this
because.
feels like a Disney
I,
Plus movie.
I'm I'm telling you right now, if I wouldn't go see this if I didn't have to,
Yeah.
or even if I wasn't like a Marvel fan or just a casual, I wouldn't go see it unless they make it look appealing. But
Yep.
we shall see.
Um, Interesting. It starts filming next year, so I guess we'll find out more information. Probably this year might get announced
Mhm.
officially at D23. The next few things are from a lot of things actually are from Alex from the Cosmic Circus. Go give him a follow.
Mm.
First off, before he did a Q&A. We'll get into that at this next part. But right here, he says Lorne Balfe is set to return to score Thunderbolts. He's the guy who did Black Widow, and
Yes.
he's done like almost every Mission Impossible movie.
Yeah.
He is doing the score for Black Widow. All of you music nerds out there, I count myself as one. Anyway, let's get into these Q&As here. Alex from the Cosmic Circus did a Discord Marvel Studios Q&A, answered a lot of juicy questions. And we've done one of these before in Reddit, so mute this just in case it starts playing an ad. All right, had some technical difficulties, but we're back. And let's get into this Q&A, shall we? There's two parts. Start with part one. Okay. So Costa asks, "Hi Alex, how are you? I love you. Do you think Secret
Oof.
Wars will become 2 films and therefore 3 Avengers films in the saga?" Alex says, "Hey, love you too. I suspect that Secret Wars may be heading into a 2-parter territory for a number of reasons. The main reason is that there are too many stories happening plot-wise that really can't be condensed into the average 2-hour runtime. Excuse me. One thing I even heard through the grapevine was the idea of having more than one central antagonist. So yes, I think the films will be split.
Whew. So there you go.
3 Avengers movies.
Yeah. I'm okay with that.
Next, Bird Sister asks, what is the probable new name for Avengers 5? Alex says, what I can say is that I'm hearing that Avengers 5 will be a multiversal film with a particularly grounded story involving multiversal elements. In all likelihood, the safest route will be to split Avengers Secret Wars into 2 parts. However, I will take the opportunity to mention a rumor about a possible adaptation of elements from the Avengers Assemble / Avengers Forever event, which is a storyline involving a multiversal Council of Mephisto variants known as the the Council of Red. Multiversal Masters of Evil and an Avengers team up to save the day before all of existence is destroyed. I might have to look into that storyline given Mephisto's coming introduction into the MCU, but it might be an interesting story to adapt heading into Avengers Secret Wars. Okay? Please get off my screen. Okay. Vin asks, what comic would you recommend to anyone interested in the future of the MCU? He says, obviously the Secret Wars comics will be a good start. Time runs out as well as a good run to get into. I've heard through the grapevine that elements from the Avengers Assemble / Avengers Forever event might be interesting to look into. However, if people really want to look ahead, beyond Secret Wars, and beyond the soft reboot, they should look to the stars, specifically Eternals Volume 3. Interesting. I don't know what's in that, but apparently something.
We shall find out.
Cam says, hey Alex, hope you're doing well. What's the likelihood of Marvel greenlighting more seasons of shows like Moon Knight, Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, Hawkeye, and Echo and for production before the multiverse saga ends? He says, it might be a while before any of these shows get a second season since some of them are scheduled to pop up in other projects before getting a second season. It's also too early to tell which shows are going to production before the saga ends. This person asks, hi Alex, welcome back. Have you heard any names in the mix / frontrunners for Avengers 5 director? Any idea what size role Loki and Sylvie may have in Avengers 5 / Secret Wars? This is where he mentioned Sean Levy in the mix. He said Avenger, that's not his forte, director, so he can't really give a list of answers. Loki and Sylvie are certainly going to play a role in the upcoming Avengers film. That's an idea that's definitely going to come to fruition. As for how big their roles might be, it wouldn't be wise for me to say how big their roles are, since these things are always varying in pre-production, production, and then post-production. This person asks, with the rumors of Marvel finally recasting Kang, could we see a combination of World War Hulk and Avengers Forever elements, using both grounded and multiversal elements in Avengers 5? What do you expect to be on the slate projects-wise for the rest of Phase 5 plus 6, and maybe possible Phase 7 to finish up the saga? And Secret Wars split into 2 movies? That's like 10 questions in one.
Yeah.
He said this for your first question. My personal opinion: combining both of these stories together would be a very bad idea. A movie that's coming out later will be doing something similar to what you're suggesting, and it sounds like a terrible mess already. Interesting.
Mm.
My expectations for the slate are definitely Wonder Man, Spider Man 4, Shang-Chi 2, Vision, Blade, and Young Avengers/Champions. Okay, and that's all of that beginning section.
Hmm.
Now, Blade and Brother Voodoo. The Mandalorian is here. He's asked, Sup, Alex, thoughts on what's up with Blade, if there's anything at all? Do you think someone like Jericho Drum will show up in the future? He said, Be patient with Blade and let them cook. I have faith in Mahershala Ali and his vision for the movie. I think it's possible for Brother Voodoo to show up. His brother exists after all. And that was that. Captain America Brave New World and World War Hulk. This person says, Hey, Alex. Hope time doing well. Any idea who Giancarlo Esposito may be playing in the MCU? He responds with, Nope. Ray D, after the comment of Bob Iger Marvel slowing things down, are we still confident that a follow up to Cap Force Hulk story is still planned? He says, There are a lot of side stories currently running at the same time in the MCU, and we know that the end game for the multiverse saga is going to be Secret Wars. There's no doubt about it, however, there is a story that has been built up by multiple projects in the MCU, which I call the World War storyline. The storyline has been set up by projects in Spider Man Far From Home, WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Black Widow, Eternals, Spider Man No Way Home, Miss Marvel, and She Hulk Attorney at Law. All of these seem to have. What's that company? Um,
Referring to crap. No, that's the gaming. Uh, I can't remember their name now. I almost said Sweet Baby Inc. I'm like, no, that's the gaming.
oh gosh. I can't remember. They're in She Hulk, and they were in um, Miss Marvel, and Spider Man No Way Home, and Far From Home. Um, it's where the people who arrested Peter Parker.
I don't remember their names.
That's escaping me at the moment. Anyway, and Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Secret Invasion storyline, which has been cooking from the sidelines, essentially has the countries of the world in fear of the unprecedented number of heroes that have started to pop up in recent years, and the number of incidents that have occurred recently in the MCU since the events of Endgame. And with no Avengers currently active, the nations of the world are in a race with each other to try and develop their own superhuman soldiers or teams to defend themselves from all enemies, foreign and domestic. That's why France was suspiciously trying to obtain vibranium from Wakanda in a covert operation at the beginning of Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. The same reason applies to the United States trying to obtain vibranium without Wakanda's knowledge in the middle of the ocean before being intervened by Namor and the Talokans. It's also why the United States has the Department of Damage Control, that's it, handle any superhuman incidents such as in Spider-Man No Way Home, Miss Marvel, and She-Hulk. The storyline is about to reach its peak point in the MCU in stories like Captain America Brave New World, where we'll see some countries trying to harvest materials to develop their own superhuman teams. While others are already so advanced that they're already experimenting and creating their own versions of superheroes, such as the leader, superhumans, such as the leader, Red Hulk, and don't get me started on this, the ones we'll see in Thunderbolts. Very interesting. Um, I think that's picking up on the mic.
I was picking up, like, my bad. Yeah.
Um, they said, where am I getting with this? Marvel Studios is setting up a World War Hulk project, albeit not in the way that people would expect. The idea is for Bruce Banner, who teased the dangers of Hulk's blood back in She-Hulk, to finally see his worst nightmare come to life: the United States government and the governments of the world creating their own Hulks.
Okay.
This might be the breaking point for Banner and could potentially see the return of the savage Hulk people have been wanting to see for so long, as he goes toe to toe with President Ross as the Red Hulk, which I'm being told will happen sooner rather than later.
I see. That's what I want. I need Savage Hulk back. I thought Ragnarok was the perfect mix, and we didn't get that for long.
Yeah. Captain Marvel and King Valkyrie. Hey, Alex, do you know what Marvel plans for Captain Marvel now that the Marvel severely underperformed, and do those plans involve Valkyrie? He said, Carol Danvers' role in the multiverse saga moving forward has not been diminished, nor will it be toned down due to the Marvel's underperforming. Carol's role in this saga is going to be very personal, as she's currently dedicating all of her time to investigating the nature of the quantum bangles, where they actually came from, and using their power to find a way to bring back Monica Rambeau into the MCU following the events of the Marvels. As for King Valkyrie, I haven't heard much about what role she'll have to play in the multiverse saga as of yet, but there's something I heard through the grapevine about Thor 5 and her connections to Valhalla, so I'd suspect her story to continue there. Okay. This person says, Hi, Alex. Thanks for doing these. I got two Daredevil Born Again questions. If you have any information, do you have any teases for Muse and what type of villain he will be, similar to the post you made for Cassandra Nova? Have you heard whether Daredevil Born Again will feature a one-take hallway scene sequence similar to the ones in the OG show? He said, "What I've heard about Muse is that his character will fan the flames of chaos in the show. He'll be very sinister and deranged, and will actually be an antagonist to not only Daredevil but also Kingpin, which will be an interesting dynamic to see play out. As for whether Born Again will feature a one-take hallway sequence similar to the OG show, I've heard many wonderful things about how the stunt and fight coordination teams worked on this show and the way it was done. If I had to explain how this show overall was approached, I would compare it to the way Marvel Animation approached X-Men '97. They respect the original material, built up on it, and elevated it to a new standard, which I'm sure fans will love." Some said, "How long do you expect Wilson Fisk's reign as New York's mayor to last in the MCU? Will it end in Spider-Man 4 or Daredevil Season 2? Depending on what releases first, or will it extend beyond those and have a longer and larger impact?" Said, "I expect it to last while it is a storyline that will continue beyond Daredevil Born Again." "Have you heard if Daredevil will bring John Paisano back as a composer?" He said, "I've not heard anything about the composer."
Ugh.
I remember last time I did a Q&A, it was just a lot of...
I was like, enjoy. I know, as soon as I saw that Q&A, I'm like, here
Is
we
the
go.
plan for Doctor Strange 3 still to happen before Secret Wars, and can you share any details and tidbits about plans for the movie? He says, "What I've heard about Stephen Strange's story leading into Secret Wars requires a minimum of a third Doctor Strange movie for it to be explored properly, or at the very least 3 Avengers films. Anything less, and I'm afraid that both Stephen and Clea's characters might fall short of fans' expectations." Fantastic Four. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for the good... whatever. Do you know who any of the actors of Fantastic Four are portraying that haven't been revealed? Hi there. Hope you're in good spirits. This is another person. Who do you think John Malkovich and Paul Walter Hauser are playing in the Fantastic Four? Are they allies or antagonistic? I can't comment on those castings at this time. Okay. Ghost Rider. How do you expect them to handle Ghost Rider? Please be good, please be good, please be good, please be good.
Can't answer.
I expect them to make Ghost Rider an anti-hero who's loyal to Mephisto, but also looking for a way out. Okay. Mephisto. Hawkeye Season 2. Can you confirm is that Hawkeye Season 2 happening? Any details? Said, I have no information on that, given that I expect Kate Bishop to be teamed up with Kamala and Cassie, as well as appear in Avengers 5 before we get a Hawkeye Season 2. Hulk. When will Smart Hulk become Savage Hulk again? Related to Scar, Busy World, whatever. Was Avengers 5 transformed into World War Hulk, or will World War Hulk be a separate film? He says, read what I had to say above under Captain America Brave New World. Hey Alex, what will the next appearance of Hulk be? Who will direct the World War Hulk movie? Do you have any information? I'm struggling here. I have no other info. Okay, and that's part 1.
Oh, that's only part 1. We're only halfway through.
But yeah, pretty good information there.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I see an end goal here.
I just want to see more Hulk.
Okay, this is the one that dropped today, as we're recording this. Part 2. Here we go. Kang's future. What's the word on Avengers 5? They're going to keep Kang or change it? I've heard they want to focus on other multiversal villains before dealing with Kang again. Is there going to be multiple actors playing him? It's possible, but I've heard nothing of the sort. Is Kang still going to be the main villain of the overall multiverse saga, or did Marvel shift plans to a different villain, such as Doom? I really don't think Doom will be the main villain in the saga, given the little time we have to build him up. It'll be a disservice to us, to the character, and quite frankly, a waste. Doom deserves better than one movie to set him up in a post-credit scene and then a big bad for 2 movies and then be done with him. Plus, I've heard they're treating Doom similar to how they've handled Loki in the Infinity Saga. Okay. Nope. Marvel Animation. Are there any plans for the 90s Marvel animated shows to get the X-Men 97 treatment? Any idea when we get an official Beyond the Spider-Verse update from Sony? He says, there are always ideas cooking at Marvel Studios and Marvel Animation, but it all depends on whether or not Marvel approves the idea. Right now, all I expect them to do is explore the 90s timeline via the X-Men show so as to not oversaturate audiences and leave them wanting more. As for Beyond the Spider-Verse question, when it's ready. When should we expect What If Season 3? Are there plans for What If Seasons Beyond 3? He said, I believe we'll get What If Season 3 very soon. I believe there may be one more season planned, but I'm not 100% sure yet. Yeah, that's supposed to be out this year, from what we know. Midnight Suns. How many members and who exactly do you expect to be a member of the Midnight Suns team? I heard Wong, Moon Knight, Ghost Rider, Blade, Werewolf by Night, and Man Thing as the most repeated names by sources. Sounds like an amazing team.
Oh, yeah, great line.
Other names I've heard from most to least likely include Black Knight, Scarlet Scarab, Elsa Bloodstone, Doctor Strange, and even Agatha Harkness. But I've had to guess how many members I'd expect for this team lineup. I'd say about 6 to 9. Gosh, that movie's gonna be so good. Thanks for doing this. Who would you like to see direct Midnight Suns, since it's been rumored earlier? He wants Sam Raimi is one of them. James Wan. Jordan Peele was having conversations with Marvel, which is interesting, but we know what happened with that now. Yeah. Marvel reboots. With the re-emergence of Cloak and Dagger in the comics as of late as street-level characters, any chance they may be reintroduced slash brought back or officially introduced in the MCU in one of the street-level shows? He said, I've heard nothing on Cloak and Dagger appearing in the MCU as yet. Someone asked about Runaways coming to the MCU. He said he's heard nothing. Okay. Someone said, how would you expect the character of Agatha to be handled moving forward? As we're craving for Wanda content, I find it hard to explain a long-term role. Expect a long-term role for her. Given her role, Agatha might hopefully surprise people in this show. Having Agatha be the conduit that allows us to explore a more unknown side of the MCU with witches and another form of magic, something I think fans can be excited to see in the upcoming show and other projects moving forward. What's the current development stage of Indy for a solo Scarlet Witch film? It's still very early in the conceptual stage, so trying to figure out the story. Which one will happen sooner, Thor 5 or Scarlet or slash Young Avengers or Scarlet Witch solo movie? Out of the bunch, Young Avengers, which we know
Yeah, makes sense.
next
Yeah.
year. Are Wanda and Magneto still going to appear in Deadpool and Wolverine, as you've hinted in the past, with some of the rumors of stuff getting cut? I'm not certain. So this will be the only clarification I'll make about this. No, they're not in the movie, as far as I know. What I knew very early on were ideas that were being heavily discussed and concepts that they were interested in exploring. Fortunately, most of these concepts don't pan out, and you'll have to wait for the movie to see what I'm referring to.
Interesting.
Okay. Shang-Chi, is there a chance we get a version of Iron Fist in Shang-Chi 2? He says, anything is possible, I suppose, but from the very few ideas I've heard, Iron Fist is not involved in them. When can we expect an official announcement regarding Spider-Man 4? This year. Do the multiversal elements in Spider-Man 4 go beyond the symbiote? Will we see a full-on multiversal characters? Any truth to the Black Cat rumors? No to the first question. To the second one, I don't really expect Black Cat for this upcoming film, but I have heard of the potential for the next few films. I've heard of the potential for the next few films in the trilogy. How much would you say Daredevil's potential aftermath regarding Kingpin affects the lives of vigilantes like Spider-Man? Which foe could our friendly neighborhood webslinger find a bit of challenge moving forward? Oh, a first question, it will affect them very heavily, Spider-Man most of all. Second question, in the next movie, Peter Parker's past. But villain-wise, I know they're trying to introduce more villains who haven't been done in movies before, reutilizing the old ones. There was one interesting thing I did want to clarify from an older tweet about Doc Ock and Green Goblin. He says they will be, if not the final villains Holland Spider-Man faces when his time as Spider-Man comes to an end. It will be Doc and Green Goblin. I said I know many people are curious as to how exactly they will do Doc Ock and Green Goblin again when the time comes. I just like to let everyone know the whole world was watching the final fight during No Way Home, and it may or may not have inspired a couple of people in the MCU. Copycats.
Interesting. You can't replace Molina or Defoe, so I'm
Thunderbolts
very interested.
with a asterisk. Since Thunderbolts is introducing Sentry to the MCU along with the inclusion of adamantium as a substance crucial to the plot, do you know if there will be any hints or references to the Weapon Plus program, which Sentry is a part of as well in the comics? I guess Weapons Plus is the Weapon X thing as well. I don't know. I can't comment on that.
Plus,
I can't comment on that because it is a little beyond the scope of where the World War race storyline ends, but I expect it to be introduced after that. Will any of the Thunderbolts appear in Avengers 5? No comment. Do you think there is a chance we will get more Yelena projects, preferably solo after T-Bolts? Feels like with Pew's star power, blah, blah, not getting Black Widow movie sooner, it'd be a great opportunity to make a low-budget standalone spy action movie. I can say that certainly that Florence Pugh will appear in more Marvel projects in the future. As to whether or not they're standalone, we'll have to wait and see. X-Men. Will the new X-Men movie be pre or post Secret Wars? Too early to tell, but from what I understand, the MCU iteration of the X-Men will be introduced post Secret Wars, and there's a reason for that, which will be explained in Deadpool and Wolverine. Interesting.
So, I guess we'll go back to this and figure out why.
Do you have any idea of the first live-action X-Men team composition? No. Beyond the X-Men reboot, have you heard anything about which mutants are the likeliest to get their own projects? Too early to tell. I know the X-Men film has writers. Should we expect something MCU X-Men related before the end of the saga, or they're just starting early for the next saga? Starting early for the MCU's take on the X-Men, but that doesn't mean the X-Men won't show up until after Secret Wars. Interesting. It's now Pride Month, so when you think we see Wiccan and Hulkling together? Someone's asking. Do you know any creators interested? Still a long way to go. Billy isn't even the Wiccan yet, but be patient. I expect them to meet in the upcoming Young Avengers film. As for the second question, no word on that. Is the Children's Crusade project still happening? Can't comment on Young Avengers project yet. Have you heard anything about upcoming Star Wars? Okay. Smash Brothers, Doctor Who. Is Hyperion coming with his squadron in the MCU, or in What If at least? He said no, but it would be wicked, wouldn't it? I have no word on Hyperion or the squadron showing up anytime soon. Are Marvel's plans for a solo movie of the Asian female protagonist in the MCU? What? Does Marvel Studios still have plans for an all-female movie in the MCU? No word on either question. Will we see Inhumans make an appearance? No word on that.
Take a sip. Get that Coke down your throat.
Ah, my throat is on fire.
Hey, you picked the news.
I literally couldn't even read it anymore.
That's why I was going to let you have the standing thing.
Okay, that's the end of the Marvel news.
All right.
I'm like a smoker now.
When I saw that Cosmic Circus link, I was like, Christ,
Yeah.
this is going to be
It's commercial time before we get into the DC news, so enjoy.
What goes on inside Batman's head? The Batman Forever micro playsets. Face the mysterious Batcave with trapdoor and rapid launch Batmobile attack. Or reveal the explosive workings of the Riddler's heavily armored hideout. Fire! The Batman Forever micro playsets, each sold separately.
And we're back.
And we're back.
All right, DC news. According to Nexus Point News, we got some Lanterns news this week. We knew it was coming. It was teased. It begins shooting in Q1 of 2025. DC Studios is looking for a Hal Jordan between ages 43 and 49, and a John Stewart between ages 27 and 35. Hal is older now.
Yeah.
Normally it's John older.
Yeah, John's usually.
But now Hal's older, and this is the thing that dates back to Secret Origins, a comic book. Pre-Secret Origins, Hal was older.
Mm-hmm.
But then they retconned it, and it's been that way ever since.
Yeah.
So they're pulling from old time. I'll play Hal.
I guess I'll be John. that cannot happen.
I'm interested in the casting. Casting hasn't started yet. We know that, but that's going to be their age range. Interesting. Yeah, Lantern stuff. Hopefully, get some cool set photos and see them in like the.
I'm excited. What's supposed to be?
It's
based
Earth.
on?
So I was reading. This is Earth based.
Yeah.
So they're going to be on Earth for some of them. Not in probably in space a little bit, but it's interesting. I don't know. I don't think we have any details about what books this is based on, other than whatever those ones he showed off were.
You have no idea how bad I want to read the Bible of James Gunn's DC universe.
What if he publishes it?
One day he will. He probably will one day.
I'd die.
There's
that. So yeah, and now Superman news. 3 castings. All of them Daily Planet castings. Beck Bennett has been cast as Steve Lombard in DC Studios Superman, the sports guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good term. Douchebag, I guess. I don't know.
The douche sports guy. So sports guy.
He looks good. I think James Gunn posted a picture with him.
Oh yeah, that's.
Wait, but you didn't. You haven't seen him with the mustache yet.
Oh, I've not. Oh.
That's what it looked like.
I'm cool with that.
He's an SNL vet. So he's a veteran from the SNL days. So he will be playing Steve Lombard. Michaela Hoover has been cast as Cat Grant. She's also one of the Daily Planet. Michaela Hoover. This will be our Cat Grant.
All right.
Pretty good. And then Christopher McDonald has been cast as Ron Troop. A lot of people are getting this picture wrong of him.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm just like, this
There's
guy.
2 different Christopher McDonalds. See? The one that pops up is the older white guy. I want to say, yeah. You have to look him up with James Gunn and it'll pop up. That's not... Bro, come on. This guy. I guess he doesn't have any pictures anywhere. But, this will be this guy.
Yeah.
There we go. Ron.
I like it.
We've got our entire Daily Planet cast now.
Yeah, there we go.
I expect Jor-El casting soon.
Yeah, that'd be the next one.
I
want to see another set. I want not a set photo, but just another
Well, they're
photo.
filming right now. We got some set photos of Luthor Corp barrels. It's officially called Luthor Corp. Only time it's ever been called that was in Smallville.
Yeah.
So
it sounds like a better name than.
And then they're filming a fight scene on the beach where that camp was with the Luthor Corp stuff.
With who?
We didn't see. It was just some training stuff going on. So.
I want to see something of this, man.
They're filming outside. They start filming in Ohio in like a week.
Mm-hmm.
So. James Gunn has confirmed that casting for Lanterns has not begun, that Wonder Woman has not been cast, and Creature Commandos is still set for this year, for anyone who is worried.
I guess Comic-Con. That's what it's going to...
We'll learn more about...
Didn't James
Unfortunately, you will be on vacation when we learn more about Creature Commandos. So we won't be able to really talk about it.
Yeah, live and fresh, yeah.
Because they're revealing...
I'll be on the Spider-Man ride for the 5th time.
And then you'll look on your phone and you'll be like, Trailer.
Take a picture. If they release a trailer, I swear.
You have to watch it in the middle of the theme park.
I know. Hold up.
Everyone chill.
Dude, that'd be perfect. I'm like in line and just watching it.
But yeah, that was DC news.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
good stuff.
Building up this stuff. All right. Other. We got a lot of other. According to Variety, Hamish Linklater has been cast in Gen V Season 2. He will be the new Dean. Since Dean Shitty in the end last season got throat slit by herself.
Yep.
Sort of. He will be the dean of the school. We got some information on what they're going to do with Chance Perdomo's character now.
Yeah, I thought that was just the other. I was like, don't you're missing a big one there.
Yeah. They showed that his character in Gen V will pass away in season 2. So we're not trying to replace him because we can't. We're playing the character's death on the show, so it's very heavy and it's really emotionally difficult for the cast, and we're just trying to honor Chance as best we can.
I think that was the best option, best way to go with.
And I guess give him the virus maybe or something.
Yeah, you're gonna be in the cell, give him the virus, and that's what happens.
Yeah.
Very sad to see, but I think that was a good call.
Did you see The Boys season 4 clip?
Yeah, with Butcher, with Homelander's son.
Yeah.
And, yes.
That came out. A lot of people making memes about it.
6 months.
6 months, yeah. But yeah, it was pretty clip. I thought I'd just mention that. It's out. There's a clip. Eric Kripke has stated that he knows when The Boys story will end, but it won't be with season 5.
Season 6.
He said this. You can't build a show that's about these two forces of Homelander and Butcher slowly closing in on each other without bringing that to a head. He also did post, and people are upset about it. He said, just trust me.
All right. I mean, not that they've done wrong or anything. I just, I there's always a time where it's like, all right, I get the point.
Yeah.
Let's start wrapping this up. And so the way they announced season 5, I'm just like, all right, that's where it's going to end. But they're like, no, not there. I'm like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. You feel the same way of like, I want this to kind of.
Not really, as long as it's good.
I know. I mean, there could be anything.
The Boys' new seasons dropping, you're about to experience it. Because them dropping new seasons and like having to watch it each week is like the craziest thing ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't yet to do that until.
Yeah, so this is the first time, and you actually have to watch it weekly, and we will be reviewing it on the show.
First 3 episodes, or just the whole season?
Well, no, we're review it weekly.
Okay.
Since we don't
are they doing the first 3 first?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know how we'll do that, but we'll figure it out.
Find out.
And final predictions, I guess, for The Boys season 4. Who do you think's gonna die? That's what.
Like super or just regular?
Anybody.
Butcher's not going to die.
How do you think he'd take? Because I was thinking he's got 6 months. That's like not even a whole season to last for him. So I'm thinking he takes actual Compound V to get rid of the effects of the temporary V.
I think there will be a big reveal with something with Black Noir or with Homelander related.
I know from what I was reading something that Black Noir talks, and Homelander does not like that.
Yeah.
So that would be interesting to look at. I think that.
Guess I can't really think of anything. If I had to guess, maybe Tech Knight. If I had to guess, but I don't know if that's a too easy one.
Yeah, we know Ladio's going to be in the show.
I can't wait for that boy to count.
Oh God.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh God. That poor child.
Do you think any character might come back? Do you think we might see Soldier Boy again this season?
Not yet. Gen V season 2.
I think
Gen V season 2. That's when he'll come back. I can't explain it, but I have a feeling.
That would be interesting if he's held in like the same place. Well, no, because the government has him now.
Government has him.
That would be an interesting thing if they're setting up the soup war. Then have him show up, and he'll have to pick a side. It'll be like this whole thing.
Civil War. They're Civil War.
So I don't know. Yeah, it comes out next week though. Less than a week now. On Thursday. Yeah. All right, and on to gaming.
I've never seen somebody cope so hard in my life over a item like you. Oh my God.
This Batman Arkham Shadows trailer.
The lore it entails.
I lost.
You're selling your PSVR 2 to buy one,
I need
get it, and then sell it. Or not sell it, but do the return, the 30-day return.
I need this game so bad. You don't understand. When I saw these, when I was like, okay, it might just be like, but when I saw it being made by the Iron Man company, I'm like, okay.
Great game.
They said it's a long game, they said. I'm like, okay. For a VR game. Long. And then they were like, it's got free flow combat, It's
I wonder how
got
they do.
yeah, I don't know. It's got well, we saw that screenshot with the numbers, so I guess you punch one, you punch two. Yeah, and then you can go to the next guy.
Let me do that cape thing.
Yeah, oh my god. And they can like reach back and grab your cape and like
I would love it if you. It's gonna sound so immature. I mean, but I'd love to do the cape stun, and you can actually you can just hit anywhere. You don't have to do the numbers. That'd be like right in the balls.
That's crazy. Oh my god. But and then you got predatory missions where you're like up in the like gargoyles and stuff, and you can actually string up people and stuff.
Like the stealth thing now, it'd be cool to just tap it, like put your
Yeah, and you
hand.
can cut not you
and
can cut
detective mode on to
Yeah.
the skeleton. Oh.
See, you see what I mean?
See now I'm like, I want it,
my
man.
God.
Oh my god. We'll be trying to review this when it comes out. We have a plan.
There's more. Scarecrow. We get to see the origins of Scarecrow and Harley Quinn in this.
Possibly. Well, it is confirmed Dent, but we see
Yeah,
Harvey
but we
Dent
don't
in
know
this.
if he'll. Yeah. Ratcatcher, who's called the Rat King in this, he is the villain. He actually looks just like he does in the Arkham Origins.
Dude, that's gonna be freaking
comic.
scary. Like, imagine there's like a part where you go in like a sewer.
Yeah.
And Croc shows up at some point.
Well, that would be really like doing what they did in the first Arkham VR, because he showed up in that too in jump scares.
Oh, he does. That I forgot. Oh yeah, no, don't do that then.
Yeah, but Scarecrow.
I forgot.
In VR,
I forgot about the scare. I better like turn around and better
Dude,
start
I need this
seeing
game.
some stuff. Oh my god!
What if this is like the first Batman horror game and it's like a VR game?
Yeah, that's what it should be.
Yeah, we gotta get it.
Yeah.
We
we will find.
We have to get it.
We are planning a way to try to get
This
this
looks
and
great.
review it day one.
Gameplay is dropping at Gamescom in August. Excited for that.
I don't know if we can stream it. We'll figure it out, but I need to see gameplay before I'm fully sold.
And we could
The
stream it.
idea
We
is
just need enough room. We could honestly do it in here.
just
Really.
move the tables.
Yeah, it'd be long.
Hey, let's have one of us sit over there while and talking about it. I'm sold, but I'm sold of what the idea of the game could be in my head.
Yeah.
Once I see the gameplay, I'll know.
They also said there's exploration and collectibles. So
Riddler trophy. You
My
tell me.
man, Riddler's
You tell
showing
me. I get
this
the-
is taking place immediately after Arkham Origins. This is Arkham Origins 2, essentially. Roger Craig Smith is voicing Batman.
Yeah.
Who is a good successor, obviously. I thought they would bring him back.
I would love to see going into Arkham Asylum. You get to see the other villains in there. Maybe see Troy as Joker.
Bleeding.
Dang. You got so hyped with that Batman game, your blood pressure bursting through your skin. I'm excited. I want to see the gameplay to get me fully sold, because if gameplay looks mid
Well, we
beyond
saw the
belief.
pictures of the gameplay.
Yes, I'll pick.
Those are gameplay pictures.
It looks nice, again, of what's in our
Art
head.
style is really good. I'm enjoying the tone of this stuff.
While like a picture can look nice, but oh yeah, that looks fun to do.
Just you see it move.
When I see it move and see if it's clunky, I'm like, we'll see. But so far,
We're buying.
I don't need to ask you. I'm sold on it. We already know you're
I'm buying
sold.
a MetaQuest 3 or the 3S since it's happening. Okay.
When does that happen? I wonder.
Rumored for this year, apparently. It's gonna be 300, which is a lot.
Wonder we'll see. I guess just smaller gigs.
Probably.
Or just to get the one
Like
game.
a light version. Yeah, I mean that's all it would be.
That's all we need.
And honestly, if it's that, I mean, I think we just like keep the thing and we can
Just
just play the game whenever. Because that'd be a game.
I can imagine. I'm gonna be Batman today.
Yeah, exactly.
Where the hell's my Spider-Man VR game? I got
You
one,
got two
but
of 'em.
I got two of them, but they're Far From Home's okay, but not.
But yeah, what would
Homecoming.
you rank the story trailer for Batman Arkham Shadows? I honestly think for a trailer to tease it, it was pretty good.
It was a 5 for me. I thought the scenes looked cool because it showed light. I love that part where like Gordon's like looking out the window of the city, then it goes dark. He turns around, kicks the
Yeah.
table like during like interrogation.
Apparently, we have to free
Slams.
Gordon and Dent at some point from a hostage situation.
That's gonna be good.
And Dent, I guess, I don't know. Dent's gonna be
Maybe that's the part where he turns into
maybe that's possible.
similar to like Dark Knight.
Homelander is in Mortal Kombat 1, and he's absolutely insane. He has actually a flight mechanic that is pretty interesting. I think that's the best part. You can do a lot of flight stuff with him.
Yeah.
From what I hear, he's not the best. He's not the best DLC character. Peacemaker is still, from what everyone's saying. But I haven't played him. I'm eventually going to get all the characters once the whole pack is released,
Yeah,
and
like season-
I'll play as them all. But we do know that they are doing another combat pack, and it was rumored what it was a while back, but then we got some confirmation with a leaked voice line that it was most likely true because the leaked voice line was Ghostface because he'll be one of the characters. That means Harley Quinn and Deathstroke are going to be in it next.
Yeah.
For superhero release.
Yeah.
But and Doomslayer, funny enough.
Oh, I remember Doomslayer's supposed to be in it, yeah.
So that's something there to look forward to, all you MK1 fans. Collab with the boys is rumored to be coming to Fortnite.
I think Simple,
Homelander.
Butcher, and if I had to take a third guess, if they were to add a third
The
guy,
Deep.
you're gonna say the Deep? I was gonna say Black Noir.
No, he's in a Call of Duty. So is Homelander.
Exactly.
And Starlight.
Exactly.
And A-Train. Well, and Firecracker. Okay, well, you know what?
Maybe Soldier Boy, but if I mean definite two is Homelander and Butcher.
Yeah.
That we can. They usually do two for that because you get the dual. I think it's gonna be just those two.
Okay.
You get the pat or the bundle or whatever. So.
No, so they're coming to Fortnite possibly. Monolith's Wonder Woman game is reportedly in deep trouble, according to Greg Miller, and we should not expect the game anytime soon. They haven't even hired a lead gameplay engineer yet.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that. Greg Miller is a good guy to go off of. Used to watch him and Colin Moriarty back in the day on Beyond. That's how they said it. Beyond! You had to yell it.
This game ain't never coming out.
Yeah, I hope, I know making a game is very difficult, as everyone knows.
They should not have revealed it. I mean, I get why they reveal stuff like that. It's to find the talent.
And plus investors,
make people interested.
Yes. They do it with investors and stuff as well. I hope everyone at the studio is treated care, and I get working on a game for years. I was going to try not to crap on a game too much because I know people spent almost a decade of their life trying to work on it. So
speaking of,
I'll you get center stage on this one. I'll be right here. I'll just be sitting here.
Dropped an article.
The article.
Miller also said some stuff. Mm-hmm. But we're going to read Bloomberg's article. I'm going to try to read it as quick as I can.
Darian's back on the WB curb stomp hate bus.
Jason Schreier wrote this.
Yeah. Obviously, yeah.
Wait, I read this. What? Am I tripping? Hang on. Can I not read this? What? Am I not able to read this? What is this? No, I don't have a confidence. Here, take your tip. What? What is this? How am I supposed to... Okay, hang on. Let's reload it.
There we go. Oh, come on. Well.
Hang on. What is happening? Let me go on to Twitter and look up Miller. I know he posted it.
I guess Miller bought it and just pressed it.
Yeah, Marvel Rivals stuff.
Hasbro Retro account. No, that's about. Go up. Did they bring back freaking Power Stone?
No, he's manifesting.
Manifest.
In fact, it didn't work. So
in fact, Manifest Red Earth coming back too.
I'm gonna find this thing real quick.
You're close. There we go.
Wait for it. Hang on. Okay, that's weird. All right. Anyway, Jason Schreier writes this for Bloomberg. David Haddad, the head of video games for WB, visited the London offices of Rocksteady in mid-February for an all-hands meeting. Gatherings have been peppered with tactful euphemisms. This time, he was blunt. According to two people briefed on his remarks weeks after its release, the studio's latest game, Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League, was tanking. He shared a few details on the exact scope, said the people who asked not to be identified, but it didn't take long for them to find out the extent of the damage. May 9th, during an earnings call, they revealed it was taking a $200 million loss on Suicide Squad, making it one of the game's world's worst blunders. Now, this is not true. They're $200 million down from where they were last year. Doesn't mean that this game caused it. Also, because last year was Barbie and Oppenheimer. No, Oppenheimer wasn't them, but Barbie. And Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah.
So obviously they're $200 million down. They haven't done anything this year.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes, according to interviews with nearly 24 people who requested anonymity because they weren't authorized to speak, the development of Suicide Squad was a tumultuous affair plagued by countless delays. The game failed for a number of reasons, said the people, including a constantly shifting vision, a culture of rigid perfectionism, and a genre pivot that was ill-suited for the studio. WB Games spokesperson declined to comment. They said the costly miss could extend beyond WB and further deter investment in gaming by traditional media firms when they should be expanding. So this guy says. That's an unimportant. Talking about David Zaslav. Talking about Hogwarts Legacy as well. Rocksteady delivered a historic dud. For Warner Brothers, it was a painful reminder that big, ambitious video games like blockbuster-style movies have the potential to amass both huge windfalls and gaping losses. On the call, Zaslav described it as a disappointing release that overshadowed the rest of the quarter. WB's been struggling to... Oh, we're talking about the movies here. Warner Brothers had already had a Suicide Squad game that was struggling to gel at WB Montreal. With the stakes heightened, Haddad pulled the plug and turned instead to the most prestigious of the company's dozen video game studios. Founded in London in 2004, Rocksteady had grown... We're the same age as Rocksteady.
Holy crap.
They had grown into an industry darling thanks to Batman Arkham, a series of games that was revered by critics and sold millions of copies. We know about that. Call out Jamie Walker and Sefton Hill, the founders. They started working on a prototype in 2015, I think. It called a multiplayer puzzle-solving game called Stones. Around the end of 2016, Walker and Hill told their staff there'd been a change of plans. Stones was out, Suicide Squad was in. According to people who attended the meetings, Hill explained that he saw it as a better opportunity than making something new from scratch, and that the company hoped to release the game in 2019 or 2020. Walker and Hill declined requests to be interviewed for the story. At the time, the broader industry was growing increasingly fixated on games as a service, talking about Destiny and League of Legends. Warner Brothers traveled to London and made the case that the growing category was the industry's future. It was a field in which Rocksteady had no prior experience. Alright, had more technical difficulties. Let's get back to this article. Here we go. Rocksteady had no prior experience in that field, but the executives decided that in keeping with their parent company's newfound enthusiasm, Suicide Squad would become an online multiplayer game with live service content. Set out to master a new set of skills, Rocksteady expanded. They went from 160 to more than 250 people. Yet they still remained smaller than teams like Destiny. The studio kept its work secret even from hires. Several people who came on board during this era said they were surprised when they first arrived that they would be working on a multiplayer game, and not at all what Rocksteady was known for. Many would depart as a result. The leader's vision kept morphing, most notably switching from an emphasis on melee combat to heavily focusing on guns. It was originally going to be melee combat. The change left some staff members wondering why protagonists such as Captain Boomerang, known for fighting with his namesake weapon, would simply pivot to gunplay. In August 2020, 3 years and multiple delays, Rocksteady finally revealed its plans, telling fans Suicide Squad will be releasing in 2022. But additional frustrations piled up. Project's massive world and 4 playable heroes were a significant increase in complexity. Engineers, under the impression they were rushing toward an immutable deadline, prioritized short-term fixes that later proved to be hindrances as the release date kept getting pushed back. Staff members sometimes waited weeks or months to hear back from Hill and for him to review their work, creating a bottleneck that further slowed development. He scrapped big chunks of the script and struggled to convey his evolving ideas, they said, confessing that they hadn't spent much time with competing games such as Destiny. Hurt morale and led staff to fret that they were discarding too much and failing to make real progress. At one point, Hill pitched an elaborate system of vehicles that would allow players to deck out cars with weapons and navigate through the game's alien-infested streets.
Which could have made more money with car prints.
Each of the 4 playable characters were already outfitted with modes of traveling, leading to more doubts among staffers. Why, they wondered, would players use Deadshot or King Shark bother with a motorcycle when they could just soar through the air? After months of experimentation and prototyping, the vehicle system was scrapped. One of the biggest issues, said people familiar, was the battles, levels, and bosses in a live service game needed to be designed so players could tackle them over and over again. While Rocksteady was accustomed to telling stories that were only experienced once. Hampered by bloated code, the team struggled to find ways to make these activities feel less tedious and repetitive. Apparently, people were describing that they would not even allow people to talk bad about the game while they're working on it. They had a term called toxic positivity that described the culture of the company, which they say discouraged criticism. That even as other traditional live service games, I was talking about Marvel's Avengers and stuff, talked about that. Yeah. Despite the internal concerns, executives kept reviewing demonstrations of the game, praising the graphics, and saying they expected Suicide Squad to become a billion-dollar franchise. So WB gaslit them. Whatever the outcome, in fall 2022, WB announced that Hill and Walker were leaving Rocksteady to work on a new adventure, and that a pair of longtime employees, Nathan Burlow and Darius Sadigan, were promoted in their wake. The change in leadership shocked the Rocksteady staff, and Hill and Walker said little in public to elaborate on their reasons for leaving. Later, they started a new studio. They told potential recruits from Rocksteady that they would have the opportunity to make a game free of the mandates and pressures from a corporation like WB. Not long after the pair left, Suicide Squad was shown to the world for the first time. That revealed 10 minutes of footage. Fans were largely unimpressed and slammed their preview for looking generic and repetitive. One person called it live service hell. Shortly after, WB delayed the game. Many wondered if they would go away from the looter shooter genre, but it was too late. They released it in February. Such as had some good pieces to enjoy, beautiful graphics and clever banter. Critics panned the overall experience, rating it a 60 out of 100 on Metacritic. Talking about all that, set them back however much money and all this stuff. Many of the studio's employees are now helping to develop a new director's cut of Hogwarts Legacy. At the same time, according to people familiar, studio leaders are looking to pitch a new single-player game, which would return Rocksteady to its roots. Says, I think they'll definitely get another at-bat, said T.D. Cohen, hopefully with something more aligned with their demonstrated talents. That was the article.
Shanghai.
That's awful. It's not even Rocksteady's fault. And people are blaming them. That's what makes me most mad. You blame them when you didn't even know.
Yeah.
I
always felt that there was something much deeper going on. Granted, I have said my fair share of thanks to Rocksteady team.
I have all this Miller stuff, by the way.
So you
want me to read this real quick? Since it's a lot. Not a lot.
I'll just say it's a shame about that happening, but yeah, you can get now.
Miller said this: great read, talking about the article, excellent reporting. Just want to add on to this and toss in a few extra nuggets I'd heard. At its core, this is another example of why Destiny likes have so constantly failed. Nobody wants to spend the money. Just like with Avengers, they want to make Destiny with 1/3 of the developers, and it simply can't be done. One source told me an anecdote about Suicide Squad's photo mode. Apparently, it was left unfinished and cut because there just wasn't any more graphic programmers left at the studio to work on it. Corners get cut and suggestions get made, for example, guns over Arkham-style melee, over and over until what you have doesn't resemble what you set out to make. But the show must go on, so you polish up specific elements of the game, chop that slice of it off, show it to execs who don't play games or understand what makes one a success, and they see something that resembles Destiny enough to justify their cost cutting. We pulled it off, cha-ching. And then they don't cheap out on the advertising because they're convinced they've got a hit, and all that money goes straight down the toilet. And the advertising itself was a misadventure, but that's a story for another day. So yes, the story was Sefton Hill's baby. The broad strokes, including post-launch, were nailed down between Infinity War and Endgame at a time when they dominated pop culture, and it takes clear inspiration from those films. The heroes lose, the credits roll, only for them to come back and get their revenge. That's really it. It's not the boogeyman so many people have blown it up to be. I've heard that Hill was a hardliner for leaving the audience shocked at the end of the game, at the heroes seemingly having all died. And multiple Rocksteady devs I've spoken to characterize themselves as, quote, begging for him to leave more clues regarding the Justice League's inevitable return to help stymie some of the predictable backlash. As far as I understand, and I've stated before, Season 5, Episode 10, Finality is what it's titled, was structured to function as either a season or series finale depending on the game's success. From digging into the Episode 2 patch, it seems Season 5 might have been folded into Season 4 and otherwise axed. The episodes are quite short, so there isn't a Herculean effort, to be frank. I can't say this definitively, but that's how it looks. It's kind of funny because I think people had a hard time understanding the Season 5 finale structure, with them having specifically announced Seasons 1 through 4 as year 1 in that roadmap. So a lot of people have already assumed Season 4 would be the end of the story. To be clear, I'm not saying the game will end with Season 4, as that was originally intended to end, setting up Season 5, but rather that Seasons 2 through 5 are being compressed a bit so that the game can wrap at the end of Season 4. At least that's how it looks from what I can see. With that in mind, I have to imagine that anyone at Rocksteady whose contribution to Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League through Season 5 has concluded will have already been moved to their next project, and that this number will grow as they chip away at what's left. The dream is dead. This is probably why the weekly shop update promises was quietly killed, as were the dev updates. There's just nothing left there. They're wrapping up what's already in progress, and it's on to the next. The roadmap will happen as promised, albeit consistently late, and then the end. God, I hope they haven't canceled QVK, which is the PvP mode.
Yeah.
And someone asked, so will Suicide Squad continue until Brainiac's story ends, or is there a risk it will end sooner? He said, to the best of my understanding, they're moving forward to the end of the Brainiac story, but they're discarding some extra baggage to get there as quickly and as cheaply as possible.
It really is a shame.
This is almost worse than Avengers.
It is worse because
they can't help it.
They can't. They literally said,
I know Rocksteady wants to make this game great. And you can tell the stuff that Rocksteady wanted to care about and needed to care about, like the characters.
Yeah,
they did. Like that was good. Batman, everything was great.
Yeah,
just everything else that they got screwed on, they just couldn't do because they're not used to doing any of that.
Money wise, they have leadership.
It's funny if you notice what they did best in the game is what they're known for doing best. But like now, with those live service stuff, they didn't know how to do that, and now they
Yeah.
got left behind. So I mean,
It really is a shame, and you bring up my child myself, Marvel's Avengers. Thinking of just Miller saying that just no one is. It's like, yeah, we want to make all this money, but we're not willing to put the investment into
yeah,
it.
they
It's like
just
you
gotta
have
move on.
to. You
Yeah.
cannot do 1/3, 1/4 of a team and be like, yeah, we're gonna have something that comes out weekly. I mean, at least Avengers had weekly stuff. That they had nothing, and it really is a
And
shame.
Rocksteady was a smaller team.
Lots more. I know, and that's the scary part. How did
I'm just
WB
happy
or
they're going
whoever
back. I'm just happy they're working on more games. They haven't been canceled as a studio. I
or
mean,
shut down? Yeah,
I thoughts out to Rocksteady
yeah,
and condolences. Sefton and Jamie were coming for you. That's all I'm saying.
yeah.
And
It really is a shame.
I hate it.
There's no way I could do. Be all like, yes, what we're gonna do here. Oh crap, this is going to be a dumpster fire. Bye.
And the funny part is, in this article, you
I've
can
seen
take
this
out the
one.
word Rocksteady and put Crystal Dynamics, or you can put what's another one? Name another live service game. Who made Anthem?
Oh, EA. That
Yeah,
was.
put in any of these names.
Oh, you talk about they only had a
Or-
year of development.
or
That story's
or
crazy.
take out Suicide Squad and just replace it with Avengers.
Yeah.
Anthem.
Mhm.
It's literally the same story.
Yeah, same story every time.
It's insane. It's just so.
I mean, Evil Dead. If you want to look, I would say Evil Dead got it probably
a lot of
better
people
clear, but
are.
no, people
upset.
are turning and be like, "Oh, holy crap! I didn't realize it was this bad."
A lot of people was upset
Um,
about this.
Now Rocksteady did talk about going back to their roots. Whether I don't know where that will lead exactly. My hope is I think they are done with Batman in general for now.
Yeah.
We might see them make a return, which I don't know how, but they might at some point.
Since the game has bare bones support,
talk.
not as much as they originally planned.
You want to talk about a comeback of the century with hope, keyword hope, and being on cloud 9.
Yeah.
Rocksteady's Superman.
I cry.
Get more people on board.
Or like do Superman game, do Green Lantern game, Flash game, Wonder Woman game, then Rocksteady's Justice League.
Rocksteady's Justice League, and it could be
And
a
that could
prequel
be-
to this. Who knows? All that really matters is how this game officially ends for us to make the call.
I think it'll be left off in a spot where the League are back, people are moving back into Metropolis. Everything's fine.
I don't know how you can do a Superman game though with a man. That seems kind of small.
I mean, Lex is actually back. So never mind.
Yeah, so we're gonna see how that goes out. So maybe they'll still continue with the Lex storyline,
And
but
they've already built Metropolis. Why not just port it back over?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
same
port it over,
graphic-
maybe make
same
it-
engine, right?
yeah,
No problem.
maybe make it look better. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
We're
But
not
that's-
game devs, but there's stuff that can be done.
Yeah.
Rocksteady's not down and out yet.
And with that, we're going to go ahead and get ready to get out of here. So thank you all so much for joining us this week. Had a lot of good news, a lot of talking. My throat is burning. No more. But yes, so if you have any questions, comments, corrections, or concerns, I'm going to change this, by the way, because it's a lot of places that I have to check. So I'm just going to condense this. If you have any questions, comments, corrections, or concerns, you can contact me on Instagram at @theComicBurrito_official. Or Facebook at the Comic Burrito official page, or Twitter at the CB Burrito.
Yeah, and contact me at Spider_Landon on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, very on all platforms, and come on over and let's stand up for Rocksteady, I guess.
Yes.
Yes.
And with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here, and we will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.
See ya.
Excelsior! Ow.